What exactly are the Epstein Files, and why do so many people seem afraid of what they might reveal? This is Dark Reflex. Jeffrey Epstein was not just a wealthy financier. He was the center of a network so complex that even years after his death, investigators are still trying to understand its full reach. Private jets, secluded islands, a social circle filled with billionaires, politicians, scientists, and celebrities. The Epstein Files are not simply documents, they are fragments of a much larger story, one that sits at the uncomfortable intersection of power, secrecy, and silence. Before we continue into this investigation, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. Dark Reflex explores the mysteries that many prefer to ignore, because some stories refuse to disappear. To understand the Epstein Files, we first need to understand the geography of Epstein's influence. His world was not limited to offices or financial institutions. It existed in a network of locations carefully designed for privacy and control. But the real mystery begins when investigators start examining the places where Epstein operated. Places designed to be isolated, hidden, removed from public scrutiny. One of the most infamous was his private island in the Caribbean, Little St. James. From the air, the island appears almost peaceful. White sand beaches, palm trees moving gently in the wind. But isolation was its true purpose. The island functioned like a sealed environment, far from public scrutiny and far from the legal reach of the mainland. Those who traveled there arrived by private aircraft or private boats. Once there, the outside world felt very far away, and that distance created something powerful: control. Epstein's influence did not operate through public institutions. It operated through relationships. Over the years, he built connections across finance, politics, academia, and entertainment. The scale of this network shocked investigators. Names appearing in documents came from nearly every corner of the global elite. Yet the existence of these connections raised more questions than answers. How did one individual build such a powerful circle of influence? And more importantly, why did that circle remain silent for so long? The Epstein Files themselves are like fragments of a shattered mirror. Each document reveals something, but none of them show the entire picture. Many files released to the public contain heavy redactions. Entire sections removed, names hidden, details erased. Each blacked out line feels like a reminder that the full story may still be buried somewhere deeper. For every answer uncovered, another question appears. When Epstein was arrested in 2019, many believed the truth would finally come to light. The expectation was simple: courtroom testimony, witness statements, evidence examined under oath. But events unfolded in a way that only deepened the mystery. Jeffrey Epstein died in a federal detention facility before his trial could begin. His death immediately sparked worldwide debate. Security protocols that should have been routine appeared to fail at the exact moment they were needed most. Cameras malfunctioned, monitoring procedures were reportedly not followed, and the one man who might have answered many of these questions was suddenly gone. For the victims connected to this case, the impact was devastating. A trial could have forced the network surrounding Epstein into the open. Testimony could have revealed the mechanics of how the system worked. Instead, the story fractured. What remained were documents, statements, fragments of evidence scattered across years of investigations. The Epstein Files became the closest thing to a map of what had happened, but like any incomplete map, large sections remain missing. The deeper investigators looked, the more complicated the web appeared. Financial structures spread across international borders, associates operating in multiple countries, legal systems struggling to follow trails that moved through layers of shell companies and offshore accounts. What began as a criminal investigation slowly revealed something broader, a system that allowed wealth and influence to operate far beyond the reach of normal scrutiny. The psychological weight of this case is difficult to ignore, because the Epstein Files force us to confront a disturbing question. What happens when power becomes powerful enough to protect itself? History shows that this is not a new phenomenon. Throughout centuries, elites have built systems designed to shield themselves from accountability. But the Epstein case unfolded in an era of global media, digital records, and constant surveillance. And yet, many of the most important answers remain out of reach. Every time a new document is released, the public hopes it will finally bring clarity. But instead, it often reveals only another layer of complexity. More names, more connections, more unanswered questions. The truth appears not as a single revelation, but as scattered pieces slowly emerging from the darkness. Perhaps the most unsettling part of the Epstein Files is what they represent. Not just a criminal case, but a mirror reflecting the fragility of accountability in a world shaped by extreme wealth and influence. It forces society to examine the uncomfortable possibility that some structures of power operate largely unseen, protected not by secrecy alone, but by silence. The ocean surrounding Epstein's island offers a fitting metaphor. On the surface, everything appears calm, but beneath the water lies a vast depth that few people ever truly explore. The Epstein Files feel much the same. A story where the visible events may represent only a small fraction of what actually happened. As more documents are slowly released over time, investigators and journalists continue searching for the missing pieces. Each new revelation adds another thread to the web. But whether the full truth will ever emerge remains uncertain. Some mysteries persist not because the evidence is impossible to find, but because the forces involved are powerful enough to keep it hidden. The Epstein Files remain one of the most disturbing case studies of influence, secrecy, and unanswered questions in modern history. A story that continues to evolve, a story that continues to raise new questions, and a story that reminds us that truth, no matter how deeply buried, has a strange way of resurfacing. If this investigation has made you question how much we really know about the systems that shape our world, you are not alone. Dark Reflex exists to explore the mysteries that linger beneath the surface of history, power, and human behavior. Your curiosity keeps these investigations alive. So if there are other cases you want us to examine, let us know in the comments. Because some mysteries refuse to stay buried. Stay in the dark with me.